this video, I want to say a few days ago, and for some reason I thought when I delete it from my iPad, it would still stay on my phone, but that wasn't the case. It deleted it from both my iPhone and my iPad, so I lost those footages and some photos that I had that I felt like I didn't need on my iPad because I have less storage on my iPad. So I deleted those off of my iPad as well, and I lost those photos on my phone too. So I think I'm gonna like not sync my iPad and my phone together because I can't risk doing that. I'm going to get a new iPad because the one that I have is from like 2009, I think. Like the basic 2009 version. So it's been freezing up on me and just slowly not being reliable anymore. So I'm gonna have to get a new one. Same thing with my desktop computer. That's also very, very old and it's running really slow. So I have to replace both of those, but in due time. The iPad I'm gonna be getting soon, but the computer is gonna have to wait a while because the computer that I want is like damn near $1,000, and I don't have that right now. So we're just gonna have to wait on that. But anyways, I wanted to talk a little bit about something that's been on my mind, like always, and that's about it's about letting fear literally get in my way of doing the things that I've always wanted to do. I'm gonna apologize because when I notice when I drive and record, my cabin sounds very loud. So I don't know what to do with that because I tried noise cancellation on my last video and it sounded horrible. So I probably should have just left it alone instead of trying to fix it. But I posted a video anyway because I just didn't feel like re-recording it. So apologies for the noise if you've watched it or if you haven't watched it yet. Yeah, the noise is a little distorted and it sounds very weird. And I now see what people are saying about CapCut. I think that's what it's called, CapCut. That the noise cancellation feature is kind of janky. Like it doesn't really, it makes the noise worse. It's supposed to reduce it, but it distorts your voice, and then you just sound so robotic and weird. So yeah, I won't be using that feature again. But I'm gonna probably try and see if I can get like a noise cancellation microphone, or maybe figure out like a different app that I can use to do noise cancellation. But this is literally the only time I get to record in peace is when I'm in my car. So I don't know, I'll figure something out. Anyways, yeah, so I wanted to talk about fear and basically how it has affected me and still is affecting me. So I guess the one obvious thing that I can talk about right now is getting back on YouTube. So for the longest, for years, I've been wanting to get back on YouTube, but I just had this fear, like I didn't want to put myself out there, mainly because I didn't want the people who knew me in person to find my videos, because I didn't want to be judged or get looked at weird, or just people looking at it as a negative thing or a weird thing, or just I don't know, just judging me. And so I'm gonna try and not be too long on this topic because I'm really trying to keep my videos like around 20-25 minutes, maybe 30 minutes the max, because I know people lose interest like after like the first 10 minutes. They're like, all right, I don't feel like watching this anymore, because I know sometimes I get like that too. So anyways, not gonna spend too long on this topic, but yeah, wanted to get back on YouTube and I was very scared because I am always afraid of what people may think, and that has stopped me from achieving a lot of things, a lot of goals that I wanted to accomplish in my life. But what I realized is once you get over that fear and you do the thing that you thought you were, or you do the thing that you were afraid of doing, once it's out there, it's kind of like, okay, well, that didn't do anything bad to me, so what was I so afraid of? So starting to record my videos again, I'm starting to get a little bit more comfortable. I'm still, there's still anxiety around posting. There's still anxiety around posting myself on the internet still, but I feel like in time I'll just get over that. So I'm really proud of myself that I'm doing something that I said I've always wanted to do. So another thing that I always wanted to do was start like my own little online business. Nothing crazy, nothing major. I've always wanted to do like keychains, like sell keychains. And I remember when I was much younger, I used to go on like these wholesale websites like eBay, AliExpress, those types of websites, and I would always look up like keychains in bulk, and I would I had this plan, like I was gonna get those keychains in bulk and basically resell them, not really knowing like the legal parts of selling online and that you have to have a license to resell and all that other stuff. So I'm kind of glad I didn't do that, because I probably would have gotten in trouble for that, maybe, I don't know. But I always had this fear behind doing that, because I'm like, well, what if it fails? What if I mess up on people's orders? What if I ship to like the wrong address, or they never get their order, or I didn't ship it out soon enough and I start getting bad reviews, or you know, just like messing up like the whole shipping part of owning your own online business. And I also had this fear of just not being successful in that department. Like I have all this inventory, but it's no one's buying it. So I spent all this money just for the products to sit. And so I kind of just like stopped thinking about that. The audio might get all types of weird now that I'm going a little bit faster, so I apologize. I'm not going to be too long, I promise. So because of that, I kind of I was like, yeah, I think I'm just not going to do that, because I don't want to mess up anybody's order, and I also don't want to spend a whole bunch of money and not see a profit from it. So I put that thought aside and just kind of forgot about it. And then I came across resin artwork and got interested in that. And so I started making like letter keychains with resin, and I did like the glitter in there with the flowers, and I did like a scenery one. If I can find them or find a picture of them, I'll insert it. resin, and I actually really like it. It's a little time consuming, of course, because you have to wait for the resin to cure and all this other stuff. But it allowed me to kind of like use my imagination to do different designs, and I was watching YouTube videos on different designs, different techniques, how to avoid bubbles from forming in your resin, using like heat guns and stuff like that. So I bought all of that stuff and I was practicing, and I was like, I think I could do this. Like if I practice enough, I think I can open up my like an Etsy shop or a Shopify, which I think they say Shopify is better than Etsy because Shopify basically runs itself. It does the job. It basically does the job for you. It does your shipping labels for you. I think it does some type of advertising for you, depending on like, I guess, customer reviews or something like that. I haven't gotten too deep into those platforms yet because I'm still on the fence. Like I'm not really sure. So I didn't put as much effort into that side of it, but I did put some effort into actually making the product to see if I could handle making the product and it coming out good enough to sell. And I remember I gave some of the people that's around me, I gave them basically samples just to see like how it would wear and tear, how long they would last, and that would depend on, it would basically, if they are of good quality, then the price of it will be determined based on that, based on like their durability or whatever, until I could afford like better supplies or whatever. So I was very strong on wanting to do that, and something just like, I don't know, like I just, I let this fear get to me, like, you know, well, yeah, you enjoy making the keychains, but are you going to be able to keep up with like customer demands if your product is well liked where people are ordering left, right, and center? Are you going to be able to get these orders out? Because when I order something, I want my product when it says that I'm supposed to get it, and if I don't, you get kind of upset because you're excited, you want your item, and you're waiting for it in the mail, and then it gets delayed, and you're just like so. And I know that's inevitable. Like with every business, you're always gonna have some type of hiccup like that. Like it's just normal. But my fear is so strong around failing that that's enough for me to be like, yeah, no, I don't think I want to do this, because I am just that afraid of failing. And I have to tell myself, like, you can't keep thinking like this, because if you keep thinking like this, you will never try anything new. You will always see the negative side of everything and basically miss out on something good, something positive. Like me wanting to make custom keychains to start an online business could probably be beneficial for me, because I have ideas in my head that are kind of like, they're different from like what I do is I go on like Etsy and I look at other people's work and what designs they're coming up with, and I try to do the opposite, because I want my products to stand out. I don't want to copy anyone's work or do anything similar. I wanted to just try something different. Still in the keychain section, but like my designs, I wanted to do like blinged out keychains that are like art deco and custom. And so I was like, well, that's probably the lane that I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna do custom keychains letter keychains to be specific. But then I just started like overthinking, and I'm like, are you gonna be able to put in that much work and that much effort? Because it's gonna take some time. Like I've sat and did a few keychains just for like family members and friends, and that took a little while. So I can only imagine just me working on those keychains by myself and having orders come in and not being able to fulfill them on time because I am so overwhelmed. And so I kind of put that idea on the back burner because I was just not confident enough to be like, just go for it. So I'm thinking to myself, like, I need to just do the things that I am passionate about doing. And then I always have the excuse of I don't have enough time to do these things. And it's not really an excuse. It's partially an excuse because it's actually my reality too. Sometimes I barely have time to get myself together before I have to go to bed because I have so much stuff in between after I get home to do. So it's just, I am constantly on the go. Whether I'm at work or at home, I am constantly doing something. So it's hard to focus on the things that I truly want to do. So I kind of use that as leverage too, to kind of like justify, like, yeah, see, you don't even have time to do it, so how do you think you're gonna run a business if you barely have time for it? So I also talk myself out of the things that I want to do. And I'm like, you know what, moving forward, I'm gonna stop doing that. If there's something that I want to do, I'm gonna just do it, and whatever happens, happens. So long as I'm not doing anything that is going to hurt or harm anybody or myself, or put myself in harm's way or anybody, then I should just go ahead and do it. And you know, you never know until you try. So I'm trying to change my mind about how I think when it comes to wanting to do something, because I always have like this anxiety around it, and I don't know, I know it's coming from somewhere. I just can't put my finger on it. Maybe it's probably from childhood, maybe being told in the past that I probably shouldn't do something because it's just not feasible, or just like getting negative feedback. And I have to not let that get to me, because I've seen people do like try different things, and they might not be like as great at it in the first place, and people will make fun of them, like, what is this, what are you doing? Like, for instance, if somebody wants to be like a makeup artist or something, and they started experimenting on their own face, and they're doing their makeup and they're posting it on the internet, and people are like laughing at them and telling them, oh, you suck at doing makeup, you should quit while you're ahead. And this person is like, no, I'm not going to listen to anybody, I'm going to keep going. And then eventually they start posting more like better photos of their makeup and they're improving. Then all of a sudden everyone's like, oh, you know, giving them positive feedback and stuff like that. So I have to start looking at it from that angle. Like, expect to fail before you can succeed. Don't just think that you're gonna try one time and then it's supposed to be successful, because that's not really reality. Like, sometimes you have to fail in order to get to where you need to be, because I feel like you learn from like any mistakes that you have made that caused you to fail, and it helps you improve, basically. So yeah, basically I just need to change my mindset and not be so afraid of my own shadow sometimes, and to not allow comments or negative thoughts to deteriorate me from the things that I want to do. So that's all I wanted to share. Trying trying to keep these videos nice and short. But yeah, if you want to do something but you have some type of fear around it, be for real with yourself and try to figure out like where that fear is coming from. Is it because someone said you couldn't do it, or are you telling yourself? Because either way, you're letting people and yourself stop you from doing what you want to do. So yeah, the message behind this is just to do the things that you want to do. So long as you are not harming anyone or yourself, just go for it. Because you never know. You never know until you try. So that's what I'm starting to realize, and that's what I'm going to start doing. I'm going to whatever it is that I'm interested in, I'm just going to go for it. And if it fails, then I'll learn from whatever mistakes I made and just keep it moving. So yeah, guys, thank you for tuning in once again. If you have not checked out my other 2 videos, I just posted a recent one. Again, sorry for the audio on that one. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I guess I will see you guys in the next one.